Hi guys, and welcome back to this tutorial. So again, in the previous section, what we have done is we have created an island, carved around the island, and then added a bit of water around. So the next stage for us is to start to create areas such as, well, to create, sorry, a mountain or a hill, for instance, and maybe add a bit more texture. So to create a hill is quite simple. Again, you can click on your terrain right there and click on this paint tool and use again the option to raise, sorry, or lower terrain. So once this is done, again I can change the size of my texture here, of my brush, sorry, and again keep pressing here, and you can see that now I've got something that kind of looks like a mountain. The texture is not right, but again it looks like a mountain. So I'm gonna have one here, maybe have one here, there. Okay, so again you've got maybe two mountains there, which is fine. So the next stage is to start to add textures. So to do so, what I'm going to do is quite simple. I'm going to go back to the paint texture. By default, you can see that the only texture that I have is the one for the island. So again, I'm going to go and start to create a new layer. Okay, and for this one, I'm going to look at something called maybe a rock or a grassy rocky, for instance. Again, double click here. This is so I'm going to have to click on this texture, and again what I can do now is use the paint texture tool to paint around. So again, I could paint the mountain if I wanted to, I could paint around the island if I wanted to, and again I could just change the size of my brush to be able to affect or paint on different areas. So again, that's the very first thing. And you have other type of textures available. So again, this is, so the thing is, the texture that I'm using now, you can actually do Control Z if you want to undo whatever you've just done. What you can do also, and what we will do later on, is you can see that those texture here, I might, for instance, prefer to keep this color that looks like a sandy color right there. So instead of applying my texture here, what I will do is just apply it to the mountain, but not to this section there. And then I will show you exactly how I might be able to remove, for instance, those green dots there using a different texture. So for now, I'm going to focus on the mountain again, and again just focus on this mountain, maybe decrease the size of my brush and make sure that I just paint the mountain. So again, I'm going to rotate my view right there, and again paint this mountain right there. Okay, so again you can also work on the opacity of your brush, which means that more or less of this texture will be added. It might blend in with what was there already. Okay, so for now I'm just working on the mountain, so I'm just going to turn around and again just focus on this mountain. Alright, so that's done. Okay, and that's it, the top as well. So you can see that very easily you can start to paint your environment. And what I'm going to do later on is to again show you can erase some of the actual elements on the map there. Okay, and that to do that we're going to apply a texture that is quite similar to the color that you have for the sand, and again based on this texture you should be able to erase elements, and that should be it. Now before I finish this section, again I'm going to show you quickly how to add trees as well, and again based on my example you can see how you can finish the painting right there. So to add trees, again you have a section here called paint trees. So if you click here, the first thing you need to do is to start to edit trees. Basically you have to specify what tree you want to add. So again, if I click on add tree, and here in this list I'm going to click on this button here, and again I'm going to type PALM for palm, okay, for palm trees, double click, and again once this is done it should give you the possibility to add palm trees to your environment. Okay, so again once this is done you should be able to close this window and then use some of the palm trees and add them to your environment. So here we have added the palm desktop. So again, object, so it's a palm tree. I just need to click on add. And now basically the only thing I need to do is to start to add my trees. So again, if I press here, you can see that loads of trees have been added. So again, you can always change tree density if you want to. Okay, so again, you can change the tree density here and the brush size. So again, the tree density will give you number of trees per square meter basically, so approximately, so which means that the higher the density of the more trees will be actually included where your brush has just been used. Okay, so again, I'm going to add a few trees here, a few trees here. Okay, so that's it. And again, you can zoom on them if you want to. You can zoom in if you want to, and you should be able to see those trees right there. Is that okay? So again, that's done. So that's it. At this stage, we have a few trees. Now, if you want to remove again, press Shift. Okay, so in this case, I'm just pressing Shift, which means that I remove the one in the middle. Okay, increase my brush size. I'm going to add a few more trees here. And actually what I will do is decrease my brush size, and I could have them around the island if I wanted to. Okay, so again, quite simple. Okay, so again, with this you can add your tree as you wish, and again make sure that you can press shift, the shift key, to remove trees as well. Okay, so in the next section, the only thing we need to do is to start to navigate through this island and also to remove some of these textures right there. So we're going to do that in the next tutorial.